Hello, I am David Barlow. I am a Hawaii auto accident injury lawyer. And today we are going to discuss one of the pages on our website. It's called Understanding Auto Insurance Coverage and Claims in Hawaii. Just click on the Frequently Asked Questions tab on our site, and then you just look on down. It's about 5 down, a little more than that, but it's right there. Okay, so let's talk about the different types of car insurance in Hawaii. The number one place to start is no fault insurance. We go into this a lot more on other pages. This is an overview of like all the different types of insurance in Hawaii. But no fault insurance, we always like to start with this because this is a very misunderstood term in Hawaii. Hawaii, we call it a no fault state. So a lot of people, naturally, they think that means, oh, Hawaii, it doesn't matter whose fault the accident is. No fault, doesn't matter. That could not be further from the truth, okay? What this means is the car that you're in, if you have car insurance, and hopefully you do, that car, that insurance pays the first 10,000 of medical bills, no matter who's at fault. Okay, that's where the term no fault insurance comes into play. All right, doesn't matter whose fault the accident is. That your car insurance is going to pay the first 10,000 of medical bills. At first glance, this doesn't sound right to a lot of people. It sounds messed up. Why, if the accident isn't my fault, why is my insurance paying anything? It should be his insurance. Okay, that's a natural way to think. So they wrote these laws with the reasoning that they want, as a society, we want people to get treatment when they get in an accident. Okay, things don't go well. If you're injured and you're like, oh man, I don't want to make a claim, I don't want to have medical bills, I'm just going to stay home and tough it out. Things can get really bad that way, right? So that everyone in Hawaii knows, I have $10,000 of medical coverage if I get in an accident. Everyone knows, hey, I'm going to jump in an ambulance if I need to. I'm going to go to the emergency room if I need to. I'm going to get all the follow-up treatment that I need, massage therapy, physical therapy, chiropractor, acupuncture, covers almost everything, right? As long as it's reasonable and it's related to the accident. Okay, so again, maybe it doesn't make sense at first glance, but after doing this for 20 years, it makes a lot of sense to me, right? Anyway, so it's called no fault insurance. Everybody that has insurance has it. It's also known as personal injury protection. So to add on to the confusion of no fault insurance, we also add on the confusion of, it's also known as PIP, personal injury protection. That's the same thing. No fault insurance, personal injury protection. It's the same insurance. Okay, $10,000. You have to use at least 5,000 of it. Okay, so you have to use it. If you're injured, you want to make a claim for injuries and get a settlement for your injuries, you have to use at least 5,000 of the 10,000. Of course, if you need to use all 10,000, go for it. Okay. But you do need to use at least 5,000. There's a few very rare exceptions to that, but very rare. Okay. When you can file a claim against the at-fault driver, okay, you can file a claim right off the bat. Okay. Again, you need to get 5,000 in medical bills. You need to, you file a claim right when the accident happens. Right after you get treatment, after you talk to your lawyer, we'll file a claim with the other driver's insurance. Claims opened up, it doesn't mean you're settling right then. You settle it later on after everything has calmed down, after you've gotten all your treatment, after hopefully you've completely recovered from your injuries. that's when we make a claim against the other driver's insurance. Now that insurance, back to the topic of the page, where we are kind of explaining all the different types of insurance in Hawaii, that insurance is called bodily injury insurance. Okay, bodily injury is when you're making a claim for your injuries to your body. That's the settlement. That's what injury lawyers are all about. That's our job, is to get settlements for people's injuries. We make bodily injury claims and get settlements for that. Okay, those settlements, just very briefly, that's the settlement for everything. Okay, so you got the first $10,000 that pays your medical bills along the way. Everything else is with the bodily injury settlement. Any other medical bills, wage loss, pain and suffering, just anything else you've been through, that's what the bodily injury settlement is for. It's called BI coverage. All right. So that's BI. Now there's UM and UIM. All right. UM stands for Uninsured Motorist. Okay. UIM stands for Underinsured Motorist. All right. A little similar, but different as well. All right. Uninsured motorist. This is coverage if you were hit by somebody that did not have insurance. This is when you make a claim under your insurance for uninsured motorist coverage. All right. You get hit by somebody with insurance, but they have the minimum of $20,000. But your injuries were worth $50,000. That's when you make a claim under your insurance for UIM, underinsured, because they did not have enough insurance. And then, for example, in that situation, if your injuries were worth $50,000, if you get $20,000 from the other driver's insurance, then you would get the $30,000 from your own insurance for UIM coverage. These coverages are optional. You don't have to buy them. They're really cheap. Like, they actually really are. They're not that much. $5, $10 maybe a month. Not sure exactly, of course, but they're relatively quite cheap. And sadly, we talk about this on other pages as well. Sadly, there are a lot of people in Hawaii without any car insurance. Okay, there's a lot. If I had to guess a percentage, I would guess 10, 20, maybe 30%. All right. So, of course, that's a pure guess. Maybe there's numbers out there. Who knows? And so you got a bunch of the population without any insurance, because Hawaii laws are very, very lenient on not having insurance. Okay. All they do is say, hey, oh, you didn't have insurance. Oh, show up in court in a month and there'll be a $500 fine. Oh, you don't show up. Oh, okay. Oh, well. It's that lenient. You know, it's same. I don't want to go on a tangent, but it's a little bit the same when you don't have a driver's license. You're driving around, you don't have a driver's license, you hit somebody, injure them, the cop looks at you, says, okay, drive home, show up in court in a month. I haven't looked it up, but so many states, they don't let the person drive home. Why would a law enforcement officer let somebody drive home if they don't have a driver's license? Like, that's their job, right? It's to prevent people driving without a license. Little tangent there. Anyway, but it is a big issue in Hawaii with people with no insurance or not enough insurance. So hopefully you're seeing how it's incredibly important to have UM and UIM coverage. All right. This is what we do all day long. We get people settlements for bodily injury coverage. Maybe it's the $20,000 minimum, or good news, it is going up to $40,000. The minimum is going to be $40,000. Finally, decades behind. Should have been like that 20 years ago, but finally, it is going to be $40,000. Any new policies beginning in 2026. So that's great. That's fantastic news. But still, $40,000 if you are very seriously injured. We are seeing ER bills like you can't imagine. I don't know what's going on over there, but they are just inflating the prices of the ER visits. It's incredible. We're seeing $40, $50, $60,000 ER bills with just basic things like a CT scan. They will commonly do a trauma charge if they think there's anything traumatic, just maybe because there's a lot of blood because you had a cut in your head, so you got a lot of blood. All of a sudden they throw on a $30,000 trauma charge because there had to be like 10 doctors waiting for you when you showed up. Anyway, that's another little tangent. But the bottom line is ER bills are getting crazy. The bills are all getting crazy. So even at $40,000, you still should have UIM coverage. All right. So that's UIM, next is property damage coverage. This is also separate. Okay. So you got bodily injury, that is separate. UIM is separate. No fault insurance, PIP coverage is separate. And now property damage. Okay. So I don't know how many that is, but these are all completely separate claims that are handled separately. All right. Property damage. That's a type that people handle on their own because as injury lawyers, we charge a percentage of the settlements that we get for people. That makes sense. The bigger the settlement we get for you, the better, right? And it's easier to pay a percentage of your settlement for your injuries or your pain and suffering than it would be to pay a percentage of getting your car fixed. So a lot of people handle the property damage on their own because it's very straightforward. All right, the adjuster just says, hey, take it to a place, get an estimate, come back, here's what it is, they get it fixed. If it is totaled out, that's where it gets a little trickier. We do coach people a little bit if they feel like they're being lowballed on the value of their vehicle. Everyone always thinks their vehicles are worth more than the insurance companies, and I guess it's probably true. But that's kind of a whole separate thing. So basically you can resolve the property damage like right away within a couple weeks of the accident, whereas the bodily injury claim, that goes on as long as your treatment. So if you get treatment for a year, your bodily injury claim wouldn't be settled for at least a year. All right. All right. The others are just little areas of what we've been discussing. Anyway, if you do have any questions about what we discussed today, please give me a call and we can help you out. You can fill out the contact form on our website or just give us a call and we'll be happy to help you out. Again, this is David Barlow, Hawaii Auto Accident Injury Lawyer. Thanks for watching.